Hello there, I'm Michelle Bernard, and I'm so glad that you're back to look at our paper coach. You've been working on your paper coach for now over 6 weeks. So you have used your time for the last 6 or more weeks using the paper coach or paper coach for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Today, we are not going through each of the 6 weeks of paper coach. You've already done that, and if you haven't, I want you to. Get your paper coach. You can see there's a link. And then I want you to do videos 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 videos will take you through the first week. Those 3 videos will take you through the first week of paper coach to get you started. And then when you get to video 4, that is going to be the 4th week. And when you get to video 5, it's the 5th week, and video 6 is the 6th week. This is video 7, and we are going to the back of the page where I have put 42 journaling prompts that I call conversation starters. So in your paper coach, go ahead and turn with me. If you don't have one and you just have paper right now, that's fine. There are 42 conversation starters, and we're going to go through a few of those. So, like I said, if you don't have paper coach yet, use paper, use a notebook and a pen, or whatever you're using, your iPad, whatever it is, or your paper coach. And I'm going to put up here on the side the conversation starter that we're going to work with. Now, I've written a whole book about journaling. It's called Beyond Words, Finding Fulfillment Between the Lines. And I discuss how I teach journaling. Couple of things I want you to know, just briefly. I journal a little over 25 minutes, but I call a 25-minute journaling session a wild tomato, and it's named after the Pomodoro technique, which is to have steady and constant attention on a task for 25 minutes. So a wild tomato is 25 minutes of concentrated focus. A wild cherry is 10 minutes. And in this paper coach, I suggest a 5 to 10 minute time period to write. I'd probably sit here for 25 minutes, a wild tomato. So you can choose what you'd like to do. A wild tomato, 25 minutes of writing. A wild cherry, 10 minutes. We're going to do today 10 minutes. I would like you to go to the back, and we're going to use, I'm going to put the prompt up here so you can turn a few pages and then you will see the prompt. This first one is going to be a 3-minute write, and then the next one will be about 7. And here's the conversation starter for today. What are you curious about doing or experiencing but haven't yet? Describe with details. This conversation starter is not specifically about physical health, but all well-being is your physical, mental, and emotional, and spiritual well-being, spiritual health. So you having aims in life to experience dreams and desires and meeting people and seeing wonders is part of your wholeness. So you will see that in Paper Coach, I've included these ideals. Because I don't want you to wake up one day, I've told you before, and say, gee, the time has flown. It's okay to say that. But I want you to wake up with the first thing on your mouth. Wow, last year was full. Last month was full. I want you to be satiated. So let's look again. What are you curious about doing or experiencing but haven't yet? Take the next 3 minutes and write. I want you to begin writing, even though I'm talking. When we are journaling, we are writing the way we want. We are not following any rules We are not writing for an audience. You can say what you want to say. You can write out of sequence. You can misspell. You can forget a comma. You can turn your page sideways. You are speaking to your deepest, wisest, funnest, most creative, most powerful, most scared self when you write. No one else. I want you to take another minute. Because we are writing to ourselves, I hesitate to tell you what I've written. I hesitate to tell you because I've done my paper coach. Because I don't like telling secrets, my deepest, deepest dreams until I'm about 90 to 95% close to doing it. Which means it's already scheduled and planned and I've gotten past my own fears. And I always advise that to people. You don't need to expose your secrets to everyone because their responses, which I call other people's opinions and other people's agendas, their OPOs and OPAs, sometimes trigger fear that you're trying to repress. And that fear, you need to repress a lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it, because you won't go. So I hesitate to tell you exactly what I've written for this. I'd like to hold that energy, and maybe you want to hold yours too. You don't have to tell anyone. Very nice. I'm going to thumb through. We're going toward the back. This is a Muhammad Ali quote, so you can see it here. And go ahead and thumb through your paper coach until you find it. All right, here we go. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. Muhammad Ali, legendary boxer. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. So first you just sit with that. What is he talking about? If the mountain is your aim, your desire, your mission, perhaps it is your body, your health. Perhaps it is a financial mission. Perhaps it is to raise your family. Perhaps it is a talent or a skill you're trying to improve or working to improve. Perhaps that's the mountain. What is the pebble in your shoe? A distraction? Something pulling your focus? Discomfort? Many of you know, if you've watched the videos, that I also wrote Lean, Happy, Healthy You, and I talk about discomfort, and I talk about squirrel, distraction. Discomfort and distraction from OPOs and OPAs, from yourself, from the past, distractions, looking back instead of looking forward, looking right and left. What are they doing? What are they doing? Changing all the time instead of staying steady. So I want you to write now. And I'm going to give you 7 minutes. I want you to write about anything that comes to mind. So you want to think about what distracts me from an aim. First, you got to think about what aim that would be. Is it physical? Is it your health? Is it your raising your family? Is it financial? What is the mountain or the mission you're climbing or traversing? And what is the distraction or discomfort that steers you off your course or pauses you or makes you hesitate or look back or hold on and not let go? It's powerful. 7 minutes, please. I'm going to give you a few suggestions. I'm very visual, so I might make a graph, and I might put a circle. So this might be like a spider graph. So I'll put like a circle here and a circle here. In this circle, I might put what my aim is, one of them. And this is journaling. And then over here, I might put a distraction. And here I might put a distraction too. And then I might put in my aim, tethering off of this, like part of the spider legs is I might put this little line and then a little small circle of what I can do to stay focused on my aim. And that might be what I can tell myself. This is all going to be echoes of what you've already been doing in Paper Coach. I might put what I can do, what I can tell myself to stay focused on my aim, what I can tell others to stay focused on my aim, the way I can structure my life. And I'll put these all in circles and then just tether them all to the aim. And then my distractions, I might put how they show up. So I'm on TikTok for 2 hours at night. I might put a little line and then put a bubble. I'm on TikTok for 2 hours at night. I keep thinking about what I used to do 10 years ago and how life was so good and it's terrible now. I might just talk about the distraction. Like I keep looking back might be the distraction. And then you tether, what does that look like for you? Another distraction could be I waste time. Then you'll write all the ways you're wasting time. Okay? So you can do that. I don't use TikTok because it feels really like an overload when I see that, and my brain actually scrambles when I see all of that info and I can't focus. So that wouldn't even be on my list. I don't use TikTok. I'm not talking against those of you who do, but I don't do that. Yeah, I can't focus on TikTok. And that might be something that you put in that bubble that says, this is what I do to stay focused on my aim is 15 minutes of social media besides YouTube. So your journaling can be both writing in longhand, shorthand, notes, bullets, and also graphs, using pictorial demonstrations. It's my book on journaling. And it's the words I was looking for, graphic organizers or mind maps, which I've written about in the book. I couldn't grasp the words mind maps. I couldn't get it out of my brain. But that's the words. Those are the words. Those are the graphs. Graphic organizers, mind maps. So let's take another minute there. This is all we're doing today. I'm going to come back one more time for your 8th video on Paper Coach. And we're going to do a few more journaling conversation starters. So you can wrap it up in about 30 seconds. Thank you. All right, that's wonderful. I'm glad you got to journal with me and observe yourself. I got teacher certified to teach yoga in 1999. And I started doing yoga in 1995 when I lived in Los Angeles. And yoga wasn't a lot of acrobatics in 1995. It was very old school. There was very meditative. It was a lot of stillness. It was a lot of Tadasana, Shavasana, Trivrikshasana, rolling around on your back and learning to breathe. And it was a lot of being present within. And whenever you do that, your internal chatter turns up and you can hear who you think you are. Because it's not always the truth. Some of it is. But it's who you think you are, and those thoughts that are within you are who you've told yourself you were over the years, what others have said about you that you've collected and stored, and now it sounds like you talking, and who you really want to be and who you've been. So it's the past and it's the future, all as now. And when we are able to observe what is pulling the strings, you've all seen the movie Inside Out. When we're able to observe what is pulling the strings to our behaviors, it is then that we're able to confront, and confrontation is not a negative word. It is it's not passive aggressive. It is, and it's not aggressive. It's presence. It's just we can be with what the truth is that's going on in our heads, and we can also detect what the lies are that are going on inside of our heads. When that happens, we're able to then course correct. And this course correction could lead you to your aim. Because sometimes your inner world is blocking. It's blocking a truth, and it's blocking courage. And it's blocking your ability to see how you act. And that is why I wrote this. and why I feel it's so important that you take time, 6 weeks out of your life, and maybe 7, 8 weeks, because I'm doing the 2 videos. It's important for you to take the time to be with yourself for a couple of months and learn what's going on in there, so that you can figure out what to do out here with a lot more self-power. Thank you so much. I'm Michelle Bernard. I'm a wellness educator and a multi-dimensional artist. If you check out my channel, you'll see a lot of that. I'm here for you. It's the joy of my life. I'll see you in video 8.